Series finale, A Heart Anchored in God. I'm Avery, and welcome to Daily Grace. This season, we have been walking through a series called Trust, a steady return to God. Today, we are pausing at the end of this journey for a quiet reflection. Take a slow breath for a moment. Let your shoulders soften. Let the pace of the day slow down just a little. Over the past 30 days, we have shared many quiet moments together. 30 pauses, 30 opportunities to return to the same simple truth. God is steady, and trust grows slowly. If you think back to the beginning of this journey, many hearts were tired. Some people listening were holding questions that had not been answered. Some were carrying disappointment that had not yet softened. Others were simply worn down by the weight of uncertainty. Trust can feel fragile when life has been difficult. It can feel like something that once came easily, but now feels harder to hold. In the early days of this series, we simply made room for that reality. We did not rush past fear. We did not pretend that uncertainty disappears quickly. We acknowledged something honest. Waiting can feel long. Silence can feel confusing. And trust sometimes rebuilds one quiet moment at a time. But as the days continued, something subtle began to change. Not suddenly, not dramatically, but slowly, like a steady rhythm returning. Trust started to feel less like something fragile and more like something that could grow roots. Many of us realized that trust is not loud. It does not need constant reassurance. It often shows up quietly, in small moments, in quiet prayers, in the decision to keep walking even when we do not see the whole path ahead. And over time, something deeper begins to form. Not excitement, not certainty about every outcome, but steadiness. A heart that learns to rest again, a heart that begins to believe that even when life shifts, God does not. There's a verse that gently holds this truth. Psalm 62:6 says, "Truly, He is my rock and my salvation. He is my fortress. I will not be shaken." Notice the calm in those words. Not urgency, not striving, just quiet confidence. God is my rock. A rock does not rush. It does not shift with every wave. It remains. And that is the kind of trust many hearts have been rediscovering through this season. A trust that is not built on perfect circumstances, but a trust that is built on the steady character of God. You may have noticed something else during these days. Your heart may have become a little quieter, not because every question has been answered, but because something deeper has begun to settle. The knowledge that you're not walking alone. I was thinking recently about a simple moment many people have experienced. Standing near the ocean, watching the waves move in and out. The tide rises, then it pulls back. The water shifts constantly, but the shoreline remains. The ground beneath your feet does not disappear. Life can feel like those waves. Circumstances move, plans change, emotions rise and fall. But God is not like the tide. He is the shoreline, steady, present, unmoving. And when a heart begins to see that clearly, trust becomes less about controlling the future and more about resting in the one who holds it. Over these past days, we have spoken about waiting, about disappointment, about rebuilding strength, about forgiveness, about provision, about gratitude slowly returning. Each of those themes touches a different place in the human heart, but they all lead to the same quiet place. Trust grows when we learn that God remains steady even when life is not. You may still have questions today. You may still be walking through things that feel unfinished, and that is okay. Trust does not require every answer. Sometimes trust simply says, God is still here, and I can stand here too. Over these past 30 days, you have returned to this quiet space again and again, not to fix everything, not to force answers, but to remember what remains steady. And over time, something begins to settle in the heart. Trust does not have to be allowed to be real. Sometimes the strongest trust is simply a heart that has learned where its anchor is. As we come to the close of this series, take one more slow breath. Notice the calm that may have grown in you, even if it's small, even if it's still forming. Small steadiness still matters. Trust does not need to be dramatic to be real. Sometimes it is simply the quiet decision to keep resting in God's presence. And today, that anchor remains the same as it was on the first day. God is steady. He has not moved, and you are still being held. Thank you for walking through this season of trust with me. This has been Avery with Daily Grace.